welcome to art. This week we're going to go ahead and do a project about the book The Dot. Okay, some of you might have read this before or you've heard someone read it to you before. It's a fun little book about a little girl named Vashti, and it's just making a mark and seeing where it takes you. Okay, so it's a cool little way. There's no cool little art project. There's no right or wrong on this. It's just starting with a little dot on your paper and then just seeing what happens. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start one with you guys and then just go ahead and follow along. By no means do I want you to try to copy what I'm doing. I want you to kind of have your own little exploring project and see where that little dot takes you. All right, cool. All right, friends, so as you can see, Mr. Hayes has lots of different things out today. This would be a good day to do any type of experimenting with some of the supplies that you have. I have some watercolor paints, I have some water in my brush, a paper towel, some painting paper, some markers, and some crayons. You do not need all of this, okay, guys? You can get away with just using a pencil and a piece of paper if you really need, okay? I just kind of want to show you that it's okay to use whatever you have for this first project, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and start my little dot, just like you guys are, by putting a simple little dot in the middle of your paper. So I'm gonna take a little dot, boom, there it is, dot. So far, so good. Now we're gonna do a little exploring. So I'm gonna maybe grab my crayons next, and I'm just gonna kind of go around that dot. Maybe I just do some little bumpy lines going around. Kind of looks like a flower to start, doesn't it? The next thing I'm gonna maybe try is my watercolor paints. Now if you haven't used these before, I'm gonna give you a quick little tutorial. Basic watercolors, that's a pretty small set, but it works perfect for what I need. I can make any combined colors or make any new ones that I want. What you need to do is have a glass of water and make sure you ask mom or dad if you can use these before you go grab them. But I'm gonna get my brush wet, all right? So I'm gonna get it wet and then I'm gonna pick which color I want. So I might start off with some purple, okay? So I'm gonna get it wet. I'm not gonna make sure it's dry. I'm gonna make sure that it's wet, not dry, and I'm gonna kind of just stir it around in there. And you can see that now it's getting a little bit wet. The more water you put in here, the lighter it's gonna turn your color, okay? If you don't use a lot of water, it's gonna be a little darker. So I'm just gonna get a little more in there. It's gonna have a little bit of a puddle in there, and that's gonna be perfect. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and press nice and light and do a circle around this. When you're using the watercolors, you never really wanna press super hard with your brush. Everything wants to be nice and soft. Sometimes I see people trying to press real hard and their brushes are gonna go out and they're gonna splatter out like that. That's gonna wreck your brush after a while. So let's try not to do that, okay? So let's say I want to switch my color up with the paint, okay? I don't want purple anymore. I'm not just gonna go ahead and pick a new color. I'm gonna go back to my water cup and I'm gonna go swish, 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 swish it around, swish, swish, swish. And then I'm going to just kind of dab it onto my paper towel that I have. I want to make sure I get all of that purple off. Now, one thing that I'm sure your parents wouldn't want you doing either, and it's kind of, I ask you guys not to do that when you're in class, is to go like this and tap it off on there. You might be able to see it gets little droplets on there. If you're working around somebody and you start tapping that, it's going to get water everywhere and it might wreck somebody else's project, or it could wreck yours, okay? So just to make sure we get that water off, we're just going to dab our paper towel. Now, remember, I need to have water on my brush, though, to get a new color for these to work. So get a little bit of water on there, and then I'm going to go ahead and maybe use orange this time. Get a little puddle going. Maybe I'm going to do a wavy line this time going around this dot. Just remember, just doing a little exploring. All right, so I like that. Now, I'm gonna come back. Maybe I'm done with the watercolors for a little bit, and I'm gonna grab a marker again. And I'm gonna just say, these might be a cool spot for some little polka dots. Little polka dots in here, color them in, going around and around. Now, don't forget, you do not have to copy Mr. Hayes's. You're kind of being adventurous on your own, doing your own thing, experimenting with that stuff however you want, All right, I'm gonna get some green this time. Maybe I'll do some spiky lines around. Now I kind of ran out there, so it's okay to go back to the same color. We just don't want to take this brush and then put it into a new color because it could end up kind of wrecking those a little bit. It gets a little dirty. Now one thing, if you do get a little bit of the colors into there, into like if I got green into my yellow, what you can do is you can take your paper towel and just dip it a little bit into your water and then come in there and then just try to clean it out. You can see I got a little bit of green in there, maybe from before. But yeah, just kind of clean it out and they'll be good as new. So just because it gets a little paint in one or the other, it's not a big deal. They're still gonna be fine, but we just wanna make sure it's nice and clean. All right, so I'm gonna grab another, maybe a crayon again. What do I got here? I'm gonna grab a, let's grab this, I don't know, it's like a red. Maybe I'll do a swirly line. Oh my goodness, Mr. Hayes broke his crayon. Okay, made a mistake, not a big deal. Mistakes happen. Nothing to worry about. We'll just keep using it. Still works fine. Maybe don't press so hard with the crayons, Mr. Hayes. Soft. I like that. I'm gonna go back, get some paint. I'm gonna do some blue this time. Stir it around. Get a little more water in there. I'm just gonna go around my painting. Getting big lines going around. Just kind of having fun with it. Now one thing you might know, if you are using paints and crayons, it's kind of cool. Crayons are made of wax, and wax and water are not fun. And these paints are made of water. So if you look, if I can actually even paint over some of my crayon lines, and the wax from the crayon, you can see it pushes it away. So you can actually use watercolors right on top of crayons. So it's kind of fun to use. So I'm just gonna keep going, you guys. If I ever talk too fast or if I'm going too fast for you guys, this is a recording, so feel free to go ahead and pause it, rewind it, and replay it. Whatever you need to do to kind of get it all figured out. I'm going to kind of go in between there. But yeah, so Mr. Hayes is going to keep playing here. You guys go ahead and make that dot. Use whatever supplies you have. Do some exploring, have some fun, and see where that dot takes you. All right? I hope everyone's having a good second week of school. And if you would like to show me these dots, the next time you come to a live session, feel free to bring it with you and you can go ahead and show me on screen. You are also more than welcome to email them to me. They are on my Canvas page. Or you can send them through Artsonia. Mr. Hayes is gonna start sending out information on how to sign up for Artsonia if you haven't before. Artsonia is a way just where you can share artwork with me and your family. It's a fun little way to keep all of your artwork safe online and stored, okay? So have fun creating, you guys. Have fun exploring, and I will see you next week. All right, take care. Bye.